Are you wasting money on new wipers you don't actually need? Most people toss out their blades the moment they start streaking, but what if a quick fix could solve it? In this video, you'll learn how to clean your wipers properly, why refills can save you money, and how to drive in the rain with less need for wipers. Can a household product fix streaks? Are blade refills actually worth it? And is there a way to skip using wipers altogether? Let's discuss these 3 ways that you can opt to save your money. Let's start with what most people never try before replacing their wipers: cleaning them. Now, I know that sounds obvious, but you'd be surprised how many people skip this entirely. A lot of the streaking, skipping, or chattering noises that blades make aren't actually signs that they're worn out. More often, they're just symptoms of dirt, grime, and buildup clinging to the blade. And not just any dirt. We're talking about dust from road debris, pollen from trees, residue from car washes, bird droppings, insect remains, tree sap, and even tiny particles of tar kicked up from the road. That all accumulates over time, especially if you don't regularly clean the glass or the blades. The rubber edge on your wiper is meant to be smooth and flexible so it glides evenly across the windshield. But if that surface is coated in microscopic grit, even the best blade will start dragging, squeaking, and leaving annoying streaks behind. It's no different than trying to clean a window with a dirty rag. You'll just move the dirt around instead of clearing it. The best part is that this is incredibly easy to fix, and you probably already have everything you need at home. All you need is a soft microfiber cloth and either some WD-40 or rubbing alcohol. Both work well for dissolving the sticky stuff that clings to wipers. WD-40 is great for tar, tree sap, and greasy residue, while rubbing alcohol is excellent for general dirt and faster drying. Now, before you get started, here's a tip. Don't spray the cleaner directly onto the wiper blade. Instead, spray it onto the cloth. That gives you better control and keeps the cleaner off your windshield, where it might leave streaks if you're not careful. Once your cloth is damp, grip the blade firmly and wipe along the full length of the rubber edge. You'll usually see dark brown or black grime come off almost immediately. That's the buildup that's been causing problems. Flip the cloth and go over it again. Do the same with the second blade. You don't need to be aggressive, just thorough. Wipe from one end to the other in smooth motions, being sure to clean both sides of the blade. And remember, there's no need to soak the rubber or use a ton of pressure. You're cleaning off residue, not scrubbing paint. Another thing a lot of people overlook is the windshield itself. A dirty or dusty windshield is often the main culprit when wiper blades wear out early. Even if it looks clean at a glance, it's likely covered in tiny bits of dust, pollen, or oily film, especially after driving on highways or through areas with construction or pollution. That layer of grime acts like sandpaper against your blades, grinding down the edge every time they swipe across. So while you're at it, take a moment to clean the glass too. Use a proper automotive glass cleaner, not regular household products, which can leave film behind. Spray it on, let it sit for a few seconds, and wipe in tight circular motions with a clean, dry towel. Do it a second time if needed. And don't forget to clean the area right under the wipers where dirt tends to collect. Once both your blades and windshield are clean, turn on the wipers and see how they perform. More often than not, the streaking disappears almost entirely. In fact, many people are shocked at how well old blades work once they're properly cleaned. Sometimes it feels like you just installed a fresh set. And if you've been dealing with squeaky noises or uneven wiping, this alone could fix it. Now, depending on how dirty things were, you might need to repeat the cleaning once or twice before you see full improvement. Don't rush it. Sometimes the first wipe just loosens grime, and a second pass actually removes it. For best results, try to get into the habit of doing this once a month or at least every few weeks if you live in a dusty or high pollen area. Cleaning also makes a difference in colder climates. If you live somewhere with snow, road salt can quickly build up along the bottom edge of your windshield, and by extension, on your blades. That salt eats away at rubber over time and makes it brittle. Cleaning after snowstorms, especially when temperatures start to rise, can prolong the life of your blades dramatically. Now here's another bonus. By keeping your blades clean, you're also preserving the wiper motor. That's right. When blades are dirty, they create more friction, and that added resistance can put strain on the wiper motor over time. It might not be obvious right away, but over months or years, that extra load can lead to premature motor wear or even failure. And a wiper motor replacement is not cheap. It can cost hundreds depending on the vehicle. So in effect, this basic habit, something that takes maybe 5 minutes, can save you from replacing your blades prematurely, reduce motor stress, and give you safer, clearer visibility when you need it most. But let's be honest, there are times when cleaning isn't enough. If your wiper blades are old, cracked, or the rubber has hardened from UV exposure, no amount of cleaning will bring them back. You'll still get streaks or patches where the blade just doesn't make full contact with the glass. That's when it's time to look into replacement. But even then, there's a smarter way to go about it. Instead of buying a full new set of blades, which can cost a lot depending on your car, consider just replacing the rubber part. Most people don't realize this is an option, but it's widely available and easy to do. And that leads us to the next approach, which is not just about saving money, it's about avoiding unnecessary waste. Most drivers don't realize this, but many wiper blades are designed to be refilled, not replaced entirely. And that small difference can save you a surprising amount of money over the years. Think about it. When your wipers start streaking or missing spots, the immediate instinct is to replace the entire blade. But in many cases, it's just the rubber edge that's worn out. The rest of the assembly, the frame, connectors, and mounting clips, are still in perfect working condition. Here's the simple breakdown. A full wiper blade includes the mounting frame, often made from plastic, metal, or a hybrid of both, and the rubber strip that makes contact with your windshield. The part that actually does the work, the rubber edge, is the only piece that tends to wear out with use. That rubber is constantly under pressure, scraping across dry glass, facing extreme heat, freezing cold, direct sun, and road grime. Naturally, over time, it breaks down. Now, what most manufacturers don't openly promote is that in many cases, you can buy just the rubber refills, the inserts, and replace them yourself. It's not difficult, and once you've done it once, it's faster and cheaper than replacing the whole assembly. And this isn't some rare, obscure option. Refill inserts are available for most common vehicles, especially Japanese and European models like Honda, Toyota, Subaru, Volkswagen, and Ford. Take the Honda Civic, Toyota Corolla, or Ford Focus, some of the most popular vehicles on the road. The original blades that come with these cars are often refillable, especially if you're still using the factory-style arms. If you go to a dealership, they may not even offer you refills. They'll usually quote you for an entire blade, often costing 2 or 3 times more than what's necessary. But the refill inserts are out there, you just have to know where to look. Aftermarket companies also make them, and they work just as well, sometimes even better. Brands like Trico, Anco, and Valeo offer universal rubber inserts that can be trimmed to fit your specific blade length. And they're typically compatible with standard J-hook or pin-style connectors, which cover the vast majority of vehicles on the road today. Let me give you a real-world example. When I first looked into wiper refills, I had a Tesla Model 3. The OEM blades from Tesla cost around 375 Brazilian reals. That's just for 2 wipers. Out of curiosity, I ordered a pack of rubber refills from AliExpress. It took about 4 weeks for delivery, and the total cost? Under 25 Brazilian reals. They came in a bundle of 2 pairs, so I technically had a backup set. Installation took maybe 5 minutes. I slid the old rubber strips out of the original frame. There's usually a tiny metal clip holding them in place. Cut the new inserts to the same length with scissors and slid them back in. I was careful to line up the grooves properly and re-secure the clips. That was it. Done. Now here's the best part. That was over 14 months ago. Those same refills are still working perfectly. And I live in a region with extreme weather, hot, dry summers, icy winters, and everything in between. No streaks, no noise, no cracking. And this is on a car I drive every day. Now, I know some people don't want to wait a month for a product to arrive. That's fair. But now, you can find the same types of refills on Amazon or other local suppliers. Prices typically range between 35 and 45 Brazilian reals for a pack of 4. That breaks down to less than 10 reals per wiper. Most of them come in universal lengths, 24, 26, and 28 inches, but they're designed to be trimmed, so fitting them to your specific size is straightforward. Sizing your wipers is simple. If you don't know the blade lengths for your vehicle, you can either measure your old ones with a measuring tape or look them up online. Most auto parts websites will list the blade size once you enter your car's make, model, and year. Trimming the refills is also easy. Use a standard pair of scissors to match the length of the original blade. Some refill kits even come with a small cutter or measuring guide to make things easier. Once you've got the right size, remove your old insert and slide in the new one. Most wiper arms are designed to make this easy, especially on OEM frames that come with refillable slots. Now, not every vehicle is compatible with refills. Some newer cars come with sealed, non-serviceable blade assemblies. These are designed to be replaced entirely, either for ease of installation or, more cynically, to drive sales. But even in those cases, it's worth checking. There are forums and DIY guides where people have figured out how to swap inserts even in blades that aren't officially refillable. You just need a bit of patience and a steady hand. Let's also touch on materials. Not all refills are made equal. The standard material is natural rubber, which works well and is inexpensive. However, silicone rubber has become more popular in recent years. Silicone is more resistant to UV rays and temperature changes. It also tends to last longer and maintain flexibility in extreme heat or cold. Premium brands like Bosch and PIAA offer silicone-based refills that can last twice as long as standard ones. They do cost a bit more, but considering the added lifespan, they're still a great deal. Another benefit of using refillable blades is environmental. Every time you throw out an entire blade, you're discarding a mix of plastic and metal that doesn't degrade easily. By only replacing the rubber portion, you reduce waste and make a small but meaningful impact. It's better for your wallet and better for the planet. But even with clean blades and fresh inserts, some drivers still find their visibility lacking, especially in heavy rain or high-speed conditions. That's when it's time to shift focus, not on the blades or the rubber, but on the glass itself. Because sometimes, the best visibility comes from not needing the wipers at all. And that brings us to something most drivers overlook entirely, treating the windshield itself. Now you've cleaned the blades and possibly even refilled them. That alone can make a huge difference. But if your windshield is still constantly covered in water, or you're having to use the wipers non-stop just to see clearly, then the problem may not be the wiper at all. It might be the glass. Or more specifically, the lack of any kind of hydrophobic protection on it. Here's where water-repellent products come in. You've probably heard of Rain-X. It's been around for decades. But there are also alternatives like NextSet, which are known to last longer and offer better clarity in the long run. These products work by creating a hydrophobic coating on the glass, causing water to bead up and roll off the surface rather than smear across it. Here's the practical side. You apply the solution onto a clean microfiber cloth, rub it onto your windshield in a circular motion, let it haze, then buff it off. The whole process takes about 15 minutes. Once applied, even light rain will start to form beads that slide right off at speeds of 50 kilometers per hour or higher. That means your wipers aren't working as hard, and in some situations, you may not need them at all. This doesn't just reduce wear on your wipers, it also significantly improves visibility during heavy rain. Drivers who've used NextSet often report clearer vision, fewer distractions, and less fatigue during long rainy drives. It's one of those upgrades that feels minor until you've used it. Then you wonder why you didn't try it sooner. Now, let's talk about price. A bottle of Rain-X usually sells for about 30 Brazilian reals and will last for multiple applications. NextSet, on the other hand, costs a bit more around 150 Brazilian reals, but offers more durable protection and can be used on multiple vehicles. It's more of a long-term investment. If you're someone who drives often, especially at night or in unpredictable weather, a water repellent can be a game changer, and it doesn't end there. Another overlooked area where drivers spend unnecessarily is windshield washer fluid. Most people just buy jugs of the pre-mixed stuff at a petrol station or supermarket, usually around $4 per gallon. And yes, it's convenient. But it's also an expense that adds up if you go through a lot of it, especially in winter months or dusty climates. Here's a smarter approach. Washer fluid tablets. These are compact dissolvable tablets that work like an effervescent cleaner. Drop one into an empty jug, fill it with water, wait 15 to 20 minutes, and you've got close to 4 liters of windshield washer fluid ready to go. And the best part? Each tablet costs about 7 cents. These tablets are not only cheaper, but they're also easier to store. You can keep 5 or 6 of them in your glove compartment or boot, and they'll be there whenever you need them. If your reservoir runs dry mid-drive, you just fill it with water and drop in a tablet. No mess, no bulky bottles, no unnecessary trips to the store. Some people prefer to drop the tablet directly into the reservoir. That works too, as long as it's clean and the filter isn't clogged. Either way, you're saving a lot of money in the long run. It's not just about cost though, it's about convenience. Carrying fluid tablets instead of large bottles saves space, cuts down on plastic waste, and makes it easier to refill on the go. In terms of performance, most of these tablets match or even outperform basic pre-mixed solutions, especially the ones designed for bug removal or antifreeze properties. Combine that with a quality water repellent on the glass, and you're dramatically reducing how often you need to use your wipers. That means less wear, longer blade life, and fewer replacements. At this point, you've got 3 strong techniques working together. You're cleaning your wipers instead of replacing them at the first sign of trouble. You're refilling them when the rubber wears down instead of tossing out the whole blade. And you're treating the glass to prevent water buildup in the first place. All these methods work hand in hand. But here's where it gets even more practical: understanding when not to buy at all. Some drivers, especially during car servicing, get pitched on new wipers as an add-on. The mechanic says your wipers are due for replacement. And maybe they are, but maybe it's just buildup or the rubber insert. If you've cleaned and refilled them yourself, you already know what shape they're in. That's peace of mind and power as a customer. This is also a good time to mention that your car's owner manual often has a guide on how to replace the inserts, including part numbers and blade lengths. It's worth checking before spending money on pre-packaged blades that may not even fit your car correctly. Some people also wonder whether premium blades, like those from Bosch, Michelin, or PIAA, are worth the extra cost. And in many cases they are, but only if you're going to maintain them. Buying expensive blades and then neglecting them makes no sense. On the other hand, if you're someone who drives through extreme heat, ice, or rain regularly, a premium frame with refillable rubber might last longer and perform more consistently. Just make sure they're compatible with your arm type and size. With that, we have reached the end of today's video. If you have come this far with us, be sure to check out other videos on the channel.